So I caught up on the recent season of Curb. I finally did it. I binged
Okay.
eight
Okay.
episodes of
Good.
Curb in the past week. Um,
So you've
and
seen Colostomy Bag and everything else.
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the episode that aired on Sunday night. I'm
Yeah.
at this point caught up with the currently airing season. I was looking at episode descriptions because I mentioned to you before how I knew that I was at least a couple few seasons behind. I didn't know how much.
Yeah.
So I was looking at episode descriptions to figure that out. And I think the last one I watched was season seven.
Oh boy.
But if you look at the years, it was like 2011.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, it hasn't been that long. Yeah, it's 13
Yeah. There's
years.
been some 3 or 4 year gaps in between some of these seasons.
Yeah, I mean the it's been 25 years since
Yeah.
this thing
Exactly.
started. It's just really kind
Exactly.
of a
It's very weird having now seen them all, and I didn't certainly did in real time, but have caught up. It's very weird to think there are only 2 episodes left, so they claim. But yeah, just two more.
right. But see, I think this is true. And as we've discussed before, I did feel the motivation to be with everyone as
Mhm.
Curb ends. So I have these seasons I haven't seen. As I'm getting myself back into the mode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, maybe I'll start watching all of those too,
Yeah.
retroactively and fill in the gap. Maybe, but two episodes left. And something of a kicking off point in terms of motivating me to actually finally start doing this was both Larry David and then Jeff Garlin appeared for interviews on the Rich Eisen show. You ever watch Rich Eisen?
Oh yeah, yeah, I do from time to time. Mostly that's one of
Um,
the things I catch on YouTube or social media or something and see some of these interviews.
yeah, I watch things on YouTube. I don't watch the Roku channel, whatever the Roku channel is. I don't even know what it is, really. But I'll watch things on YouTube about sports and stuff like that. But he does interviews and he'll have interviews with celebrity guests. And so I also watched this like a 40-minute long interview with Larry David, and then the one with Jeff Garland, I think is also like half an hour. But from watching those interviews, maybe particularly the one with Jeff Garland, it became clear that when we get to the end of these next two episodes, we will understand why this is the end of the series.
So I have a theory. I don't know if it's I mean, should share what the end is going to be. There's a lot of people that haven't seen this season yet, but I may send you a note on what my theory is, and we'll see if I'm right because I have a based on what happened in the first episode. I think
Uh-huh.
I think I know where this ends up.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I have a guess
Yeah.
myself, but I tend to think my guess is probably wrong. We won't go into it. And no spoilers, no spoilers. I do think
Yeah.
it's striking though because okay, I just revealed that I actually haven't watched Curb Your Enthusiasm in like 15 years. It's the same. And Larry
Yeah.
David, I mean, it's interesting how Larry David is of course older,
Yes.
but he doesn't really seem that much older. He manages to be one of these guys who's like always been an old man of this style, and it's just kind of still the same. But of
Yeah.
course, he looks a little bit older, and so on, right? But
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm glad, and it's interesting that I was talking about wanting to be caught up as this ends. Obviously, this is 20 plus year institution. It's not like this show is unraveling some mystery or there's some twist or there's something we have to
right,
figure out. It's just a cultural commentary, but it is one of those things that's been with us for so long. It does feel like, yeah, I kind of want to be with it as it ends and be there with everyone else.
that was my feeling. Yeah, I don't feel terribly bad about the
Yeah.
gap that I have. I mean, certainly there are some things as I was watching this season where there was the reference to Mocha Joe or whatever with his lawyer, and I was like, I
Yeah.
don't really know what you're talking about. I'm missing something here. I recognize, or things like when did Vince Vaughn start being on the show? But like, it's not,
That's not
or
Vince
or
Vaughn.
or Tracy Ullman or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, they're playing characters, which is also like, oh, but
Exactly.
anyway, who's
Exactly.
playing themselves and who's playing a character and all that. But you just like, okay, accept it and move forward, right? But it's more a matter of the feeling I have that when Curb ends here in a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
it will at least in some way resemble the kind of cultural experience of when Seinfeld ended, when Friends ended,
Yeah.
which are these kind of big cultural moments. that we're not going to have that many of anymore because nothing manages to get that big. But here you have the show has been going for 25 years
Exactly.
in the consciousness. I think it'll feel like that,
Yeah.
and people will be talking about it. So
I think you're right. It'll have a long runway when it ends of people, yeah, that have paid a lot of attention to it over 25 years. So yeah, I mean, they're sweet, but it's been a good last season.
looking forward. I'm sure the way it's going to end, Larry David's going to be happy. His life's going to be good. He's not going to have any
Yeah.
problems anymore.